Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. The third phase of polling across 93 Lok Sabha seats and 11 states and union territories has got over. The voter turnout, I'm told, till about 5 p.m. is around 60%. Now, with this third phase coming to an end, now which are the states where the elections have got over? Assam, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Karnataka, and Gujarat. These are the states where the elections have got over, and 284 Lok Sabha seats are the seats where the elections is almost done and complete. So, how are the odds stacked up as far as these 93 Lok Sabha seats are concerned? Who has an edge in terms of narratives, issues, and acceptability? Today, there's a video by Sonia Gandhi who's saying that BJP wants to acquire power for political gains. They are trying to divide the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has given an interview, another interview to Times Now, where he says that unnecessarily opposition is trying to create fear in the minds of Muslims, and BJP is for the Muslims and not against them. So all this is happening. Now we'll try and discuss and look at the odds, how they are stacked up as far as these 93 Lok Sabha seats are concerned. Joining me now is Shaira Naeem, who's a senior journalist and political commentator joining us from Uttar Pradesh. Thank you so much, Shaira ji. We have Girish Joshi, who's a senior journalist, political commentator. Thank you so much for joining.
Right.
And I hope to be joined by Pushparaj Deshpande also. But I'll go to Shaira ji first, that today, if you look at Uttar Pradesh, 10 Lok Sabha seats in Uttar Pradesh went to polls. What do you feel is the general the scenario across these 10 seats, and also for the upcoming phases? Are we in a position to say that BJP looks like it's in a tight spot?
Well, today's phase was a phase where 8 seats were already with the BJP, and only two of them were with the opposition, that is Samajwadi. So basically, BJP has to retain these seats. It's fighting to retain, and in today's election, again, the till 5 o'clock, the last percentages which we have, it's pretty low. It's in the 50s. Only one place has managed to cross 50. That is Sambal, which is interesting because Sambal seat is was with the Samajwadi Party, and the sitting MP died on April 24th. And it was expected that there will be a huge sympathy wave because his grandson has been given the ticket, and the seat where the Samajwadi sitting MP's grandson is in the fray has got the highest percentages. Automatically, one believes that probably it is the sympathy wave which has seen such high percentages. But in this election, uh, it's very difficult to say what the low percentages mean and what interpretation one should make of these percentages. So I will not hazard a guess at all. But
Hmm.
all I can say is it was a very crucial phase because for both the parties, because from the India Alliance, three members of the Yadav First family were in this contest, including Dimple Yadav and Akshay Yadav and Aditya Yadav. These three, the people from the Yadav family were in the fray, and in the there were two reserved constituencies where Agra and Hathras, and this was also a phase where a lot of sitting MPs were dropped, and there was discontent and infighting in the BJP. So we have to see how uh, after the final percentages are available, we will get to know um, how it fared. I haven't started getting ground reports as yet, but all I can say is that it is a very crucial phase for both sides. That's all I can say right now.
Okay. Now I'll come to Girish. Girish, what do you think in terms of the voter turnout? Again, this is the third consecutive phase where the voters have not come out of their homes to vote. Now, what does it go to show? Is there a certain kind of indifference which you observe in the voters? Is there some kind of a slackness in terms of the party cadres where they've not been able to mobilize the voters from their homes up to the polling booth? What do you feel is the scenario? Because I believe you told me you went out of the field also in the morning just to get a feel of what's happening. So, what is your sense?
Basically, what difference we have seen is that the percentage in cities have been less and rural it has been more. Now, there are two versions which we can clearly demarcate because you can't make up the mind of the people. They have gone to the booth and what they have reacted to. But first thing is the Indian alliance, what they had were missing was that they did not have ground cadre who would work for them. But out of the blue, or you may say blessing in disguise, Kshatriya team came out as the cadre because they had taken an oath that they would defeat BJP. They were very active and they have put in all their resources that they had and they have asked the people to go out. I've heard some of these Kshatriyas telling that we were out with the voting list and we were checking out. That those who have not come, we were approaching them and we would like to see that they are there. Because of too much heat, today actually the temperature was very high. So we were expecting it. But then the committed votes or the votes which were taken to, I think by 12 o'clock it was an excellent percentage. It was jumping by 10% every hour. So that seemed to be little very enthusiastic. Now, if you see the total, what let us see about the final figures we have got is up to 3 o'clock. What happens in by the closing? Because I talked to some people who went in the last phase, and they told that it was totally empty. We did not see any people turning out there. What was being managed is the first thing. What we said is that people did not. They were worried that BJP did not do any damage control after the reaction, very strong reaction of Kshatriyas. So
Hmm.
mistakes after mistake would probably be very costly, as they said, because 6 to 7 seats we already know that the candidates are very strong. They have tried much of a mischief. Banaskata, we just received a video sent by the candidate Geniben that there were some private parties, private boys looking like policemen in a civil, and they brought a car which was mentioned as CRPF written on that, and they were inculcating the people to vote for BJP. She has made a complaint. Other way, Shakti Singh Goyal got very wild in Gandhinagar because the stationery being used in the election booth itself was mentioned of BJP. They carried the symbol of BJP. So they have
Right.
tried to do some mischief. But I don't know. There were some unconfirmed reports near in Valsad also that the whole
Hmm.
Muslim colony, somebody came there with about 5 or 6 luxury buses and they said that they are being taken to a picnic and or to some religious place and they were driven out. So I don't know. They have till now no report has been made. But
Right.
administration, as you know, because they are going to stay with BJP for 3 more years, so probably their inclination towards BJP would be there. But major reports of sabotaging or something has not come out. Because I asked some Muslim friends also, and they said that there was no mischief in electoral things. Our names were already there, as we were anticipating that some names might be missing. So
Right. But
lower
Girish,
percentage, G.
right. There's one more question regarding the Gujarat because, of course, Surat BJP has got that seat unopposed. But given the other 25 seats, are you thinking that this time BJP is really going to have a tough time, or they will be able to scrape through all the 25 seats, as what Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah have been claiming that they're claiming a hat trick actually in Gujarat. So is that possible this time in 2024? Because we've seen a number of protests. We also see that India alliance this time, especially the alliance between Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, has come together in Gujarat. Is that going to make a difference?
No, their statements or their hopes have always been very near to what Shenko Panza used to do. So we can't take it very seriously. They have done it in Bengal, they have done it in Karnataka. But coming to the reality, see, Anand seat, if I can talk to you, see, Amit Chavda, his father was also a very well known figure, and that man really works on the ground. We have personally met him recently. Now, he is having 60% voters, Kshatriyas in his area. Now, the latest change brings a lot of hope for him to win. Otherwise, also he has been on the ground. The Mitesh Patel, the new guy who has been placed there, probably people do not know much. So we can talk of Anand, That there is no doubt about it doesn't go there. Banaskantha, Geni Ben, we have met her, and she was very powerful. What she was worried initially was that she did not have money and resources. But then ultimately we came to know that Kshatriyas had indirectly gone there and said that you need not worry, we will provide you that. So that is also a chance where Banaskantha goes, Anand goes, Sabarkantha, Tushar Chaudhary has always been there, and the new lady who has been sent there, probably she doesn't have any hold or have any very big BJP career. No, her husband has just joined the BJP 2 years back. Mehsana, Thakur votes which are going to change. Now, I tell you two new developments that happened. 65 lakhs Kodis and around 75 lakhs Maldaris. The Maldaris are basically cattle feeding people. There's two comments that came up. One is from the Kanubai Desai. What he said is that when Kodis are beaten, the upper caste wins. Now that has been not gone well with the Kodis, and they've already started putting allegation they had. And yesterday they had a lot of meeting and videos put viral that we will see and that Bajap is defeated. So that 65 lakh votes suddenly change over to the other side. Same happens to the Maldaris. They were given suddenly an order that they will not be able to hold the animals within the vicinity of the city. Now, where would they go? So again, that has disturbed. So probably this time we are expecting much more. We have earmarked around 6 to 7 seats, which are definitely Bajap is having a tough time to win unless they
You
do
were saying
something untoward.
you mentioned 6 to 7, but
Banaskantha,
on
yes,
Anand, Banaskantha, Sabarkantha, and Mehsana. These are the seats where you were
Mehsana,
saying
yes,
there's a high
Bharuch and
possibility of
Valsad.
losing these seats.
Very, very much, very much. There are reasons for that. After Kshatriya concept coming into picture, a lot of things
Right,
are
right,
changing. Yeah.
right. So that's going to be a big development if these are the 4 seats which look like BJP is losing. Vivek, I'll come to you now. Thank you so much for joining. Uh, if Gujarat is losing 4 seats as far as BJP is concerned, if BJP ends up losing 4 seats in Gujarat, what does that really mean for Modi and Amit Shah?
Yeah, Nilu, I think they have won all 26 seats twice earlier in 2014 and 2019. Now, the law of averages, let there be any analysis of what's happening in those seats in Gujarat, but by going by law of averages itself, I think it's very difficult for the BJP to repeat that performance. It has not happened any time in history, and I don't think it will happen this time because there's definitely some sort of anti-incumbency against the BJP everywhere. It must be very low in Gujarat because Mr. Modi comes from Gujarat, Mr. Shah comes from
Yes.
Gujarat, but it's not that it's not there entirely. It's entirely missing in Gujarat. It's the unemployment, inflation. These factors are common to all the states. So even Gujaratis must be thinking in terms of those factors while going to voting this time. Uh, so clearly, the law of averages says that it's very difficult to repeat that kind of performance for the third time straight. Uh, and these seats which Mr. Joshi was mentioning, I have been a panelist on many channels, and everywhere I think the experts have been pointing towards these particular seats, Banaskantha and Bharuch and Anand and all those seats, at least 5 to 6 seats where the BJP is on a sticky wicket. I won't be surprised if they will lose at least 2 to 3 of these seats. And this time round, the Congress has an alliance with Aam Aadmi Party, and we've seen that Aam Aadmi Party has got some good solid background in now Gujarat, some solid footing in Gujarat. So that should work in favor of the alliance in some of the seats. I mean, even if they lose 2 to 3 seats, that will be a big deal for the opposition. And that will happen. I believe that will happen because across the board, if in the country BJP is losing in many states, then there's no reason why it should not lose 2 3 seats in Gujarat. I'm just going by this law of averages. I have no study of any of those seats in Gujarat. वहाँ क्या हो रहा है? So I really don't know exactly what's happening in all those seats. But certainly, if the BJP is losing everywhere else, it must lose at least 2 3 seats in Gujarat. That much I can say. I don't have any ground situation information about Gujarat as such.
Yeah, but if BJP loses two, three seats in Gujarat, I'm just wondering what will happen to the Gujarat model and what will people talk about it. But anyways, now Pushpraj Deshpande has also joined us. He's the author of the book called Bharat Jodo Yatra. He's been tracking various states very closely. And Pushpraj, if I could ask you on how the odds are stacked up in Maharashtra. 11 seats from Maharashtra have gone to polls today, and half the election is almost over now. 284 seats election is done and complete. But what does the picture in Maharashtra look like, with the fact that important seats like Baramati, where Supriya Sule was fielded against Ajit Pawar's wife, uh, what does the competition look like in Maharashtra as far as today's seats are concerned? Does
Hi,
the Maharashtra Vikas Agadi seem to have an edge over the Mahayuvati?
hi, Niluji. I think it's a mixed picture in Maharashtra. Definitely, I'm sorry I joined late, but definitely I feel that the BJP has a lot to lose. They've already reached their peak, and I think that now the only place for them to go is down. I know for a fact that definitely Baramati, the seat that you mentioned, is going to be a very tight fight. They have deployed every agency. They have misused the administrative apparatus to ensure that this is a very tight contest. I still feel that the NCP candidate Supriya Sule ji is going to pull through, but it's not going to be an easy cakewalk. That's my sense. But on the other seats, I feel it's like Solapur, Kolhapur. These are going to be completely going one way to the India alliance. So that's my sense. Overall, I feel that the BJP has in these 90 plus seats has I think lost about 20, 25 for sure. It's very likely that if every phase that is added up, they have stood to lose about 10, 15 each, which means that they are nowhere near the majority margin, and they're certainly less than 303 last time. If that is the case, if they're below 303, as we anticipate from these three phases, I feel that the Sharks will be out for the Prime Minister. And the next round of states, which is Maharashtra, Delhi, Haryana, are going to see serious reversals in favor of the India alliance. That's the sense that I feel is playing out now.
Right. I'll come to Shaira ji. Shaira ji has to go a little early. She said she needs to leave by 6:30. So that's why, Shaira ji, I just wanted to ask you that today also the Prime Minister was saying that we need 400. And he said, "Hame chahiye 400." Kyunki India Alliance, what he was trying to say is that India Alliance is trying to put up a fake narrative where the reservations will go to the Muslims. Now, how much do you think on the turf of Uttar Pradesh this bit of the narrative by BJP, is it really acceptable? How are the people taking this when PM repeatedly talks about this?
From the reports I got today from Agra, somebody had come from Agra today, which had gone to polls today, and it's a reserved constituency. It's had just the opposite impact. It is having just the opposite impact. It's predominantly Jatav population over there, and they are saying that they want Modi wants 400 to amend the constitution and take away reservations. So we have to ensure that he doesn't reach that magical number where he can tinker with the constitution. So it is having just the opposite impact. Today, the Supreme Court has ordered to take off those Karnataka BJP's memes. If you have seen those, so the order has already come to take it off. So it's there's a counter narrative as well, where earlier there was no counter narrative. Now we can hear it is on the social media as well as when you go around, people are saying these kind of things. So it's so heartening that the constitution for the first time is a election issue. It has, I don't think it has ever been an election issue like it is in this election. And
Hmm.
people know what the constitution means to them and what they stand for.
No,
So this
you say,
narrative is
right.
is not being bought in the manner which BJP wants to sell it.
Shairaji, I remember till 1 month ago when we were holding discussions, somehow, this was not palatable that, people was accusing India Alliance of actually not taking the narrative to the people the way they should have done. But now the kind of reports which are coming, so are you in a position to say that India Alliance has been building on this narrative? And of course, this narrative can't be built in just 1 or 2 days or maybe just a week, which means that there were undercurrents of this narrative being worked by the India Alliance, which people apparently could not read.
It was not visible. It's when they started last year. It was very much on the cards, but in between, with the Bihar happening and all that, India Alliance kind of got a little derailed. But in recent weeks, it was very much visible, not only from the India Alliance people, but a large number of independent commentators. For instance, Dhruv Rathi. I believe now his videos are being played in the rural areas. They're putting up screens and playing it. So this is something which is very unusual, and the kind of viewership he's getting is very unusual. So these are the new players which we are seeing in this election, which we had never seen earlier. So I'm sure everything is having some kind. We can't give the entire credit to the India Alliance, because a lot of things are happening organically also.
Just to add to Shairaji's point about things happening organically, I want to point to two things. One is, I mean, this is not a very informed analysis, certainly, but if you see the Sensex, if you see what is happening in the Satta Bazaar in both Gujarat, Maharashtra, it is very clear that the markets anticipate that the BJP is dropping below 270. Also, I mean, this is perhaps again, as I said, it's not a scientific analysis, but if you see what the all the Z channels have now started doing, for them to publicly boycott the BJP for 48 hours, Z, of course, is close to the RSS rather than the BJP. And also the fact that the RSS has now publicly not been coming out. It's very visible everywhere. Usually in Maharashtra, we say that the RSS cadre Swayamsevaks are far more active than the BJP cadres in mobilizing the vote, in getting out the vote. I have not seen this across Maharashtra this time. Perhaps in pockets where they have propped up RSS candidates, like in Nagpur, but not everywhere else. So these three factors, they're not scientific. The RSS cadre is not out. The fact that the stock exchange, the stock markets, and companies close to the BJP are falling. And third is this thing. The media channels, the close media channels who are aligned with the BJP, they are changing their tune now. This is fairly clear indication that the tide is turning. It might not have completely turned, but it is turning now.
Yeah, Neelu, I completely agree with Pushparaj, and I think I have made this point earlier also that the RSS cadre on the ground is not very enthusiastic this time. I have seen that in Nagpur, in locations, in areas where RSS cadres were very active in 2019, and they had arranged for vehicles for their voters to go to polling booths and vote. Uh, this time, there was complete silence in those areas. There are many theories that are doing rounds in Nagpur that a part of the RSS ecosystem or the BJP ecosystem wanted Nitin Gadkari to lose, and the RSS stood firmly behind Nitin Gadkari, at least in Nagpur. So, if at all Mr. Gadkari is going to win at Nagpur, it will be because of the RSS. But I can't say the same about RSS cadres elsewhere in other parts, because in Nagpur, Gadkari's stakes were very high, and RSS somehow wanted Gadkari to win. Though, as I said, the other part of the Sangh Parivar ecosystem did not want to help Mr. Gadkari so much as they needed to help him to win with a handsome margin. So that apart, the RSS has not those who have seen RSS function from close quarters. They know that RSS doesn't think for an individual. So there is no reason why you should presume that this time round also the RSS will rally around Mr. Modi.
So probably Modi is losing the narrative as far as his connect with the RSS is also concerned. But a disturbing news is coming from Gujarat, and I'll come to you, Girish. Now there are visuals. BV Srinivas from the Congress and Shakti Singh Gohil. they have put out videos of a polling booth where the BJP election material has been found inside the polling booth, which is a violation of the law. And BV Srinivas, that's in Hindi, but I'll just read out his message. And also Shakti Singh Gohil, what he has written. चुनाव चिन्ह के साथ मतदान केंद्र में अंदर कोई भी नहीं बैठ सकता, ये कानून है। गुजरात के हर मतदान केंद्र में भाजपा के पोलिंग बूथ प्रतिनिधि बूथ के अंदर कमल के निशान और भाजपा के नेता के फोटो वाली पेन रख कर बैठे हैं. So which means the people sitting inside the polling booth, they are carrying pens which have photos of the BJP leaders and also the election symbol, that is the lotus. Now, what does one say about Election Commission? This is all, and these videos are all out on the social media. BV Srinivas has tweeted, Shakti Singh Gohil has tweeted, and it's just coming on the Twitter. I mean, this is just breaking in now. Girish, I'd like to have your view, and then I'll come to Pushpraj. Yes.
In the very beginning, I cited you these two incidents that this has happened. He got very angry because you can find the stationery there in that. And they're doing it, nothing. Second, I also said even the Gainy Ben's video is getting viral. That duplicate people appearing to be like a policeman. They have a jeep there mentioned CISF or CRPF, and they're roaming around and they're inculcating people to vote. So this is it. This is the last resort that they would adopt rather, because finally they know that they're losing. And when they're losing it, I'll tell you one interesting thing now comes in a flash here, that the CBI, there is a case being filed in CBI complaint against Mallikarjun Kharge's son-in-law for 800 crore scam. See, this is their attitude.
But I was coming to what Election Commission was saying, and I wanted a quick word from Girish, and then I'll come for the concluding remarks to Pushpraj. Girish, this thing of, having a BJP stationery inside the polling booth, this is coming at a time when 75 delegates from 23 countries, they have come to witness and observe our election process. And very proudly, Election Commission had put out that press release, I think 3 days before, and they said that, we are trying to conduct a very democratic election, and these people will be coming from other countries, and this phenomena is happening for the first time in the election history of India. Now, is this team of foreign delegates really going to come and see all this, the way BJP stationery is being put in the polling booths, or we have all our doubts whether they'll be taken to such polling booths at all?
No, Nilu, they need not go. But the message is loud and clear. They would definitely get the inputs because that is the job that they have come for. So once they get the message, and probably social media is so fast, they would have already got the message and they can store that. And when they verify it officially, I don't think government will have face to deny that this is happening because it's already visuals present there. So this will definitely be taken note of, and what will happen is we will be marked as a very low category of democracy. But I think that time doesn't come. The ground reality is literally changing. The mentality of the people, the very thing which hit hard to the Adivasis and Dalits is what Rahul Gandhi repeatedly said, even Priyanka when she came, he said that if they come, ये आपके सारे हक खा जाएंगे. And they know privatization is happening. So that हमारे अगर सरकारी नौकरी नहीं होगी तो हमारा रिजर्वेशन नहीं होगा ना हमारा हक नहीं होगा. So to save that hak, today when I asked in the morning, are the people being motivated to vote? He said, no, it is Swayambhu. They have come for themselves because they are really afraid and they really understand their what is the price of their vote. So they have literally come out, and we have seen that willfully people have come out in the morning and voted. So there is definitely, and we say there is a change that we are looking.
Thank you so much, Girish Joshi. Pushpraj, it was wonderful having you on the program, and one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion: subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to The Federal. Thank you.